In this demonstration, we're going to learn how to model a roadway that has overlay and widening, and we also want to include a depth for our existing pavement. To get started, let's go into our template library. I'm going to do that by pressing the function F8 key, and I'm going to start by creating a new folder. And in the new folder, we're going to make a new template. I'm going to go down and copy one of the master templates now under the overlay category. I'm just going to pick one here. And I'm going to pick the cross slope correction with surface course. Turn on my dynamic settings. And I'm going to set step increment. Kind of win to win here a little bit on our PGL location. And let's go ahead and drag that into our active template. Make sure you don't have affixes turned on. And we'll turn off our point names. Now we know, for example, that we want the proposed edge of pavement widening to begin at 10 feet left and right. And so I'm just going to go ahead and make that change directly in our template. So we'll set the right side to start at 10, and we'll set the left side to start at 10. And you can do this with parametric constraints later. You can do it with point controls. Those types of other options are available to override a point's position. So we have 10 foot now to where our widening is going to start, and then we want to show our existing pavement as well. And so we come up to Components, Pavement Existing, and we have multiple options in here. This first entry, as you can see, is just existing pavement, and it traces the ground both on top and on bottom. We do have a little bit different flavor down here that traces the top existing ground, but on the bottom it makes it flat. So you do have that option as well. But we're just going to use this existing pavement template and put that onto our overlay. So I'm going to make, with our overlay template active, we do not want affixes turned on at this point. I'm going to drag over the existing pavement and place that on our PGL location of our template. And you can see that I locked that in. Now these edges here, we cannot guarantee that it's going to exactly follow our baseline, and so we're going to control those points through the use of point controls. And so you can see the name that right, EX, EOP, and over here we have left, EX, EOP. We want to assign point controls to those to follow the edge of pavement picked up by our surveyors. So let's go ahead and close the editor for our template library, and we'll save those changes. Now let's build a corridor real quickly here. So we're going to select our baseline and build our corridor. We'll use our active corridor. We'll give it a name. And then we're going to pick our template. So I'll select Alt down, and we will expand down to the template that we created and accept that. And now I'm going to give it a station range. And a drop interval. And that should be your final design drop interval. And we'll accept through the transitions and allow that to model. Now the next thing that we want to do is assign a point control for that existing edge of pavement. Well, let's take a look and see what our cross-section looks like. So I'm going to select my corridor, go to my Open Cross-Section Model option here, and pick in this Open View. And we're going to see now that we have our widening and our overlay taking place, but we need to fix where it is our existing edge of pavement starts and stops. So how do we do that? What we're going to do is we're going to assign a point control to control that existing edge of pavement. So select our corridor, go to our corridor tools and choose Create Point Control. And we're going to use the 360 to 380 in this example, right existing edge of pavement. And the point that we want to control, we took a look at that a while ago, is going to be the right EX EOP. Scroll down and select that, which is here. So that's our point. And it's just going to be a horizontal control. And we're going to do that by linear geometry. And then we select our plan view. We do not need that as a secondary alignment. And now you're going to see that we've added that point control there on the right side. And you designated by that purple square. And our existing edge of pavement then lines up. So let's do the same thing on the left side. So we'll select our station ranges, and I'm going to give this a new name, left. And then our point that we're going to control this time, you can arrow up or down if you want to. We know that it's left EX EOP, horizontal, linear geometry. Now we're going to select our left edge of pavement, not a secondary alignment. And now you'll see that left side then kicked in. And what we did here is we purposely started our widening inside of our existing edge of pavement by about 6 inches, because that allows us to easily clean off that edge in construction that may or may not be true. And so you take a look here, we have our proposed aggregate surface, but we also are going to have a section in here, and you can see right there, of our leveling course that takes place. And then over in this area, we're going to have actually some binder, leveling binder that's going to be taking place where we're cutting into that existing pavement, or cold milling. That's going to be milled out and taking into account that we mill out that particular section. And then the last thing I want to do, I'm in the preliminary design stage before I model this particular section. I may want to switch this over to preliminary or design. That'll kind of tighten up my design a little bit, give us some more template drops, and then we can proceed with designing our ditches, intersections, etc. But that's how we do that. And just to kind of show a really quick analysis of the quantities, at any time you can select the corridor, and we have options in here to do reports on our corridor, and one of those particular reports is very useful. It's called our corridor component quantities, and if we select that, you're going to see here a breakdown of all of our different volumes and square footage of ground proposed for seating, that type of thing. Very handy. And you can spit that out to a report as well. You can come in and put in customized cost.